KKHT wants you to meet three of the classiest guys in real estate.
I am Chris Kelso, the maestro of mortgage.
I am Rob Cook, the godfather of real estate.
And I'm Joe Orsack, the king of credit swing. And together, we're the Real Estate Rat Pack. Much like us, real estate right now is smoking hot. So whether it's buying, selling, or owning, you need to check out the Real Estate Rat Pack.
They're here to take your calls and answer your questions live. Call now, 1-800-808-5548. And now, the Real Estate Rat Pack!
You know, our guests always look over at me and going, what is
You're the only normal one in the studio, huh?
We're close to it.
Close to it right there. I would agree.
I actually talked about this morning. I said it's going to be fun to watch the look on our guest's face, considering who it is, with Chris and I doing these things here. He's like,
Kelso, what did I get myself into? What sponsorship is this?
Well, we had a great event yesterday. We had our Rat Pack event. We went out to NRG's annual forecast for what's going to be happening in 2015, and it wasn't bad news. It wouldn't, they were going to have a little bit of a downturn, but nothing that should upset the planet.
Our downturn is still going to be a rock star compared to the United States.
And that was the one message I think Ted wanted to get across right there is, even though we're seeing some changes in the market, we're still in a rock-solid market. Yeah. Don't believe that national media out there about doom and gloom.
Turn off that national news.
Yes, absolutely.
It's not happening here in Houston, Texas, but it was a great event. Dimensions by Dan, of course, picked us up at Lucho. And,
rolling
thank you
in
so much,
style.
Dan. And, of course, we get all those looks when we show up. Chris, Joe, and I are in our tuxedos, and we have, 6 lovely women with us.
In this case,
that's a word for
women.
it.
Yes.
Lovely.
Lovely. And
the translation I get is, how in the world do those goofballs end up with those hot chicks?
Well,
that's how I picked it up.
I figured if you dress up in a tux and have a limo, you pretty much can,
you pretty much,
at least for a few minutes,
right? At that point.
Yes.
At that stage. But it was a great event. And our thanks go out to Dan with Dimensions by Dan, and of course to Hector Villarreal, who owns Lucho. He was a consummate host. We met there.
Yes.
He served everybody. We came back, and then we had a whole bunch of people show back up with us.
Yeah.
And we're doing another Real Estate Rat Pack event on the 17th of February.
Yes.
Up in
Capital Title
in the Woodlands.
Michael Bord's territory up there.
That is correct.
We need to mention, I think, is this going to be open to the public? Is this,
well, it is now.
Since it's mentioned, because there's a reason why.
A lot of our individuals are out there, and a lot of people who listen. So, there's
a reason
we're one
why.
of those. We are and Bill will explain this here in a minute because we have a very special guest, but, we're a hometown team. We're a hometown company, and so,
we are coming up on our 100th show.
Our 100th show.
Our 100th show, February 21st, I believe it was a Saturday, if I remember correctly, will be our 100th show on air, and we're celebrating with Fat Tuesday and all that sort of thing, kind of rolling that all into one. We're going to celebrate our coming 100th show on the 21st. It'll be 100.
Which is a Saturday.
Which is a Saturday. So I got it right. Okay, I stalled long enough so you can look it up there.
Smooth, very smooth.
The 17th will be a big, huge party.
Yes.
And we want to invite everybody out.
Yes, that is true, and we'll have more information to come as we get details on that. But, in the meantime, right now, we have an incredible guest. Very rarely are we able to get this individual here in the studio because he's so dang busy.
Yeah, we bumped Will Smith,
who
was going to be on today.
We took him away. We told Tom Cruise to go away. We told all the stars
Sorry,
that
Will.
like to show up right here. We told Nicki Minaj she couldn't come in today.
Well, she's been trying to get on for a long time. I know.
That is correct. And we got Bill Shaddock in the studios. Bill, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning. One of the things we want everybody to know who doesn't know who Bill Shaddock is, let us know a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Chris, I'm I own a company called the Shaddock Companies. We're involved in a number of businesses, which I own that are do business out here. Capital Title, a company called Willow Bend Mortgage, and
yes, one of the ones I
National
love.
Title Insurance Company. They're great companies.
That is awesome. And and one of the things I'll tell you, most people don't know this is obviously. An incredible individual. Obviously, I work with one of your companies, Willow Bend Mortgage, and I've been working for you almost 12 years now. And, and I think what I really want people to understand is a little bit about the history of how you started and how you got today. You've got a really, really neat history, and it's one of those entrepreneurships that I love hearing about, individuals who start as one-man shops and grow and grow and grow into what you've really become is a very not only successful individual, but the companies that you've got underneath you are extremely successful as well.
What kind of lapse in better judgment got you into real estate?
Well, I actually I have a degree in I have a master's degree in real estate from SMU, and I came to Dallas, and I was actually had gone to law school at Baylor, and I was a lawyer, and I at some day decided that I wanted to make deals and not document deals of other
kill
people.
deals, as attorneys have.
No, I don't kill deals.
He went to
I
school
make
for
them.
it for a long time, which tells me he's really a glutton for punishment.
So I came to Dallas. I got involved in the real estate business as an attorney, and enjoyed seeing it. Also did some litigation, but at some point I am very blessed to say that I figured out who I am and what I was really good at, or at least what I hoped that I would be good at. And I decided that I didn't want to sit there all day long and answer the phone. I wanted to be the one making the phone call, and I could not do that entrepreneurially as an attorney.
Very good.
So my brother invited me to join him in a business called Shaddock Development. So I left downtown Dallas and went out to the burbs a little bit, and got into that business, and it was quite different, but it was quite exciting. It was the 80s.
Gotcha, okay. And the 80s were an exciting time and some challenging times also for what was going on in Texas.
It was a phenomenal time. Real estate was going up fast. Banks and savings and loans were
going down fast.
No, they were. Everybody started a bank, and well, lo and behold, by about the end of the 80s, school was out. Most of the banks in Dallas were broke. Many of the people who were the illustrious real estate leaders were out of business. It was not a good time to be in the real estate business in Texas. But nonetheless, about that time, I entrepreneurially decided that I wanted to try my hand at the title business. And at that time, my first year in business, 1987, I'm proud to say that our office collected a total of about $7,600, and as the only employee, was able to clear $6,000 in 1987.
Sweet.
Well, that was on the black side, at least.
Exactly.
You know, we're on the red.
At least it was profitable.
No, we were profitable, but I understand what it's like. I answered the phone. People would call. We were actually affiliated with American Title, and they would ask. They would call and say, I would answer the phone, American Title, and they would say, "Yes, I'm calling Bill Shaddock." I would say, "This is he. How may I help you?" And that basically meant I did everything from "Would you like some coffee?" to "Okay, I'm going to close the transaction," to "Okay, I'm going to fund the transaction. And I would like to say that I was a highly skilled professional at that time at that business, but I was learning. I was learning as I went along.
That is awesome, and that's really neat. When you see something, because nowadays Capital Title, you put that in perspective where Capital Title stands today. In Houston alone, we've got how many offices, Kevin? 10 offices, and we're going to get Kevin on here in a minute, by the way, who's the president of Capital Title here in Houston. But 10 offices here in Houston. You've got, 65 offices Texas-wide right now?
Well, right now, I'll just tell you what, that business at the very beginning that I'm telling you about in 2013, I'm proud to say, was able to bring on 157 new team members, hardworking Texas team members, into the fold, and we opened 18 offices across the state in 13, and that business last year was able to hire another 130 people and open another significant group of offices statewide. So while that business started off about as small as you can, right now we are proud to say we are the largest independent title company in the state of Texas.
So are you telling me that government doesn't create jobs, but individuals who are entrepreneurs create jobs?
This flips everything on its head.
Well, I would say that no, we have frankly, our success is due not to me and my skills, but I would like to say to the values and ideals which serve as the foundation for how we operate our team, and to the hardworking and to the daily efforts of the hardworking men and women, Texas men who serve this company every day. And I'm very proud to serve with them.
Oh, and I agree. That's one of the things I think is very important. You talk about this a lot. You talk about this every time I see you, and with every new hire that comes on board. And we heard it last night in an event, obviously with Capital Title. Was one of the things that you've always done, and the way you manage the company right now is you are a subservient leadership, as you talk about all the time. It's about from the bottom up. It's about giving individuals tools to build and manage the business with you. It's absolutely a very unique and fun style to come into. As you said last night, if you want to go into management, number one, do you want to get paid less? But more importantly is it's about, you can come into work for any one of the companies that you're associated with and absolutely make an impact and not worry about having that manager managing you the whole time.
Well, as you know, our industry, like many industry today, is predominated by global Fortune 500 companies who more or less are trying to put people like me, at least from my perspective, and my Texas-based company out of business. They want all the market, and they follow a practice that's called top-down management. That is, you have people in higher positions of the company who are making the decisions for the people down below. They're making the money that the people down below, frankly, deserve and have earned. And at our company, one of our founding principles is we have what we call servanthood leadership. I'm sure some of your listeners may have heard that. But at the end of the day, leadership at Capital Title is our leaders serve as resources for our people. When we have a meeting, people ask me about their duties. Perhaps they've taken over a position at our corporate office. I look at them and I say, well, I don't know about you. I said, but I work for the loan officers and the escrow officers at Capital Title. I go to work every day and report to them.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. I was going to say that was such a hot button word, and I didn't know if we were going to be able to get into it. We only got 2 minutes before a break here, so I definitely want to come back to this when you said largest independently owned company in your industry. That is such a hot button word. One of my first thoughts from a logical flow is, hey, if these companies are so big, they've got to be doing something right in how they run a business. So maybe that's the right way, but to me, the flaw becomes how do they dominate the market? It isn't through the quality, it isn't through the product or service they deliver. It's through monopoly and driving out other people in the industry. And I may be quite biased in that I own a small company, and but that's what I see, and especially when you get into finance, and especially when you get into being connected with the banks. We talked about it off air before the show how interconnected some of these very, very large companies are with a lot of money who can just come in and try to push out the independent company.
Well, Blockbuster did the same thing when it came in. There used to be what you would call independent businessmen that operated video shops, and what Blockbuster did, they'd put a big Blockbuster shop and buy up a number of them, and they'd more or less push the individuals out of the business. But we're not going to let that happen. Nobody has to worry about that. We are financially as strong as any company in this state. We have reserves, we have resources, and we have the will and desire to compete and win in Houston and in every other metropolitan market in this city, in this state.
No, I would absolutely agree, and that growth is absolutely showing what's going on. It's absolutely incredible. More importantly, as Bill always says, it's a Texas-based company and very, very
greatest
very proud
nation
right
on the earth.
Yes, absolutely. Greatest nation on the earth. We're coming up against a break as usual, but you can always reach us at 800-808-5548. Call in, ask a question. Bill is here in studio. We also have Kevin in studio. We also have a new individual here in the studio, Chris. We're going to talk a little bit about some title underwriting here in a minute. So stay tuned. We're going on a break. We'll be right back.
Object like me. Are you looking to finance a new home or refinance your existing home? Look no further. Call Chris Kelso at Willow Bend Mortgage. Willow Bend Mortgage is a mortgage banker in the greater Houston area. In business since 1993, Willow Bend Mortgage offers a great array of products from FHA, VA, and USDA loans to conventional and jumbo loans, all with great rates and incredible service from Chris and his staff. Call Chris Kelso at Willow Bend Mortgage today, 713-256-9138, or online at chriskelso.com. Again, that's 713-256-9138, or online at chriskelso.com. Available 24 hours a day. Great rates, exceptional service. That's Willow Bend Mortgage. I'll be right there. I've got to get the clothes out of the washing machine. Why is there soap everywhere, honey?
Not all home warranties are the same. OneGuard Home Warranties, in business for over 23 years, has plans designed for Texas. Whether you're buying, selling, or if you own a home, check out OneGuard's great protection for your home systems and appliances. They really offer more, including convenience features other companies haven't even thought of, like lawn fertilization and a very extensive pest control plans included, to name a few. Contact one of 3 awesome Houston home warranty representatives, Natasha, Sandra, and Bill, and see why they have one of the highest renewal rates in the industry. Call today or have your realtor or title company call OneGuard at 888-896-0014. That's 888-896-0014. Or visit them at OneGuardHomeWarranty.com. You've seen the rest. Now buy from the best. OneGuard Home Warranties.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Rat Pack Radio Show with Chris, Joe, and Rob. The crew is taking your calls, so dial in at 1-800-808-5548.
And we're back. All good stuff right here. We've got Capital Title in the house with Bill Shaddock. And, you know, Bill was talking really much about his management, how he operates, some of the good stuff. But, you know, one of the things I want to bring on board right now is we actually have Kevin Clark. And Kevin Clark is with Capital Title, the president of the Houston division for Capital Title. Kevin, welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Chris. Pleasure being here.
You know, one of the things that we've talked about, and obviously, you know, there was a big event last night.
Yes, sir.
And you were very emotional about that event.
Yes, sir.
But what was great about that event, though, is you also in Houston started as one.
Yes, sir.
And last night, that room was filled with all the individuals you've grown at that point. Talk a little bit of what it's meant to you, how you got to that point, but also what it's meant for you to work, you know, in an organization that Bill has.
Sure. I can go back to when it was a leap of faith. I took a leap of faith and went out with Bill and started the Houston division for Capital Title as one individual, myself. As we've grown that, I've surrounded myself by some amazing people that make this happen day in and day out.
Oh, yeah.
I never try to take credit for the blessings that have come in Houston. The hardworking men and women on my team that are probably listening right now, kudos to you guys. You are the one that make this happen day in and day out. But we've started it from scratch. I take a lot of pride in this, and I make a statement a lot of times that I love my people, and I truly do. I know personal situations with each and every one of them, but I truly love them. And the room was packed last night. We had 80 some odd employees. Yep. We did our award ceremony, had Bill down. My parents came. Big kudos to them as well. I take a lot of pride in the man that I've become, and that all started with my parents. But the Houston division has grown. We've got 10 offices now. We just opened a new office in Sugar Land, opened a new office in Cypress, which will be coming on probably the 5th February. Just opened a new office in downtown Conroe as well. So we've been very blessed. We still want to go into the Memorial area. We still want to go into Katy.
Right.
So we're looking for future growth there as well.
You know, it's always funny.
Clear Lake. Go ahead.
Oh, it's always funny because I never forget the story you tell, and we've talked about this before. You know, you first came on board and you opened up this door and it was you, and you said, "What did I get myself into?"
Yes. The team that was formerly at the Atascocita branch where Capital Title had an office had left and went to the competitor about 2 weeks before I took this position with Capital. They mailed me a key to that office, and I never would go down there and open it before I gave my resignation as my former and so the morning that I resigned, I drove down there, and and opened that office up, and I walked from the front to the back kitchen, and it was fully furnished, still pictures on the wall. There was just not a living, breathing soul there. So it was a very nervous time in my life, and I walked back up to the lobby and sat down on the couch and kind of put my head in my hands, and I was thinking, oh, my Lord, what have I done? I may have bitten off more than I could chew. And then perfect timing, as always, my dad calls, and he says, what you doing? And I said, I'm having second doubts. And he said, son, I've put more in you than that. Get up and make it happen. And he's like, what's those people called? Closers or I said, yes, sir, escrow officers. And he said, now that plan that you gave Bill when you went and interviewed in Dallas, he said, it's time to put that, on paper. It's time to make it happen, son. And as anybody that knows my dad, he's a very motivational person, and he's a pusher. He pushes you to do things that you may be out of your comfort zone sometimes. But my dad's a minister, and I put a lot of faith in him in guiding me in the right direction. He's a personal best friend of mine, but he always gives me great advice. So that was the beginning, and it was a very nervous time in my life. Looking back on it now, that was 3.5, 4 years ago, and we've opened 10 offices and grown 80 some odd employees strong. But again, I cannot take credit for what's happened in Houston. I'm a portal. I'm a leader. I take that job very seriously. I'm pretty highly motivated day in and day out. I get out of bed always looking for the next opportunity to grow the Houston division. It's an amazing place to work, and we put a lot of focus on our internal structure versus our external structure. We love to give great customer service, as everybody does, but we have happy employees. We have happy teams, and somebody made a statement last night at our award ceremony that just joined our team as of 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. They came up and they said, Kevin, we see it now. We see how happy you have 80 some odd employees in one room, and everybody's having a great time, and everybody's happy to be here. Oh, yeah. And that, I think, is what sets Capital Title apart.
Absolutely. And the drinks hadn't started flowing by then.
No drinks had been flowing by then. So it's been an amazing journey, Chris. I pinch myself weekly that this amazing man sitting next to me, Bill Shaddock, saw something in Kevin Clark and gave me an opportunity in what was burning in my soul and a desire to grow and develop and become the man I've become. Again, I take my job very seriously, but it's the people that push the pins and close the documents and all of the work that goes in behind the scenes that make this happen on a daily basis. And I love each and every one of you guys.
Oh, and I'll tell you, you have a great staff. I mean, from all the offices, and I can name off all the escrow officers, yes, obviously, within Capital, but they are all absolutely great. But also the support staff you mentioned last night.
Yes, sir.
It takes a team to move a mountain. It takes a team to move things, and that comes from the person who answers the phone to the person who processes the paperwork to the actual escrow officer to the nighttime crew. I mean, everyone to all the marketing reps. I mean, it's absolutely a testament that the team is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, we
across
have.
The board.
I would take our sales team, our escrow staff. Like I said last night, beside every good escrow officer, there's an escrow assistant that makes that deal happen day in and day out. It's a truly team effort. Everybody, I don't even call them receptionists. I think that's a slang in our industry. I call them office coordinators.
Correct.
They do so much more than just answer the phones. Those are people that make it happen. They're our first point of contact, last point of contact.
Yep.
I put a lot of emphasis on that. They come in very polished, professional. They're the best in the industry. And I would take my team and go toe-to-toe with any big corporate 500, 300, whatever you want to call them. And yes, we are competitive. 9 to 5. After that, we're just people.
Right.
And I don't want to lose perspective of that either. So, we're here growing this thing, and we've been very blessed. So thank you, Bill, for believing in me and giving me an opportunity.
Thank you, Kevin. You are awesome, and none of this would be possible without you, Kevin.
Yeah. We talk about this also, and I think we've also, we always sit down and we say, we're all good old boys.
Right.
At the end of the day, none of us grew up. I mean, Bill, you grew up not too far away from here, over in Orange, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, the home of the Fighting Orange Tigers.
Orange Tigers, right there. That is correct. Yeah. So Bill grew up around this area. Kevin, obviously, you as well. Myself, I've always been here, but grew up in Mexico most of my life.
Right.
But at the end of the day, You know, it's good people doing good things for others. You know, and we take that very seriously. I mean, that's one of the things I always say.
You know, we're here in January, and it's kind of the beginning of the year, and of course, most people have already got that. What's your big goal for this year?
My goal for
this
year?
Yeah, your big goal. What's that big rock?
It's, I have several goals when I sat down, probably October, November of last year, and started goal setting for myself and my team. But my goal is to, again, grow the Houston division and have happy employees. It makes a big difference. I sit across the table from a lot of people interviewing day to day, and I always look at them and say, when was the last time you got out of bed and looked forward to coming to work? When you're putting on your makeup, putting on your shoes, putting on your suit and tie, when was the last time you truly looked forward to coming into an office environment and it feeling like home? That's what I look forward to. I look forward to.
Well, I skipped the putting on makeup.
Yeah,
part
and I
now.
told you I don't put on makeup, Kevin.
As you know, I mean, 85% of our business is women, so I have to throw that in there.
That's why I got out of the commercial side of real estate and got into the residential side. All the women are on that side.
I look forward to growing and opening, an additional 3 or 4 more offices, growing, 3 or 4 more good, solid teams. The sky's the limit. If people out there are looking for an opportunity where people appreciate you, give you a pat on the back for a job well done, guess what? I'm your biggest cheerleader. Awesome. I'll be there with the pom-poms out, cheering you all the way. Come to work hard, but have fun along the way.
Well, Chris and I are out pimping you guys out every day of the week.
Absolutely. So, what we always believe in is extended partnerships. You surround yourself by good people. I have a big goal this year, just like Kevin does, just like Bill does. And you have to surround yourself by good people and professionals that are like-minded. One of the things that Bill was saying is, we're Capital Title and an extension of his companies right there, Texas-based company, independent Texas-based company. We have that guy next door mentality. We have the, let's do what's right for the individual. Let's do what's right for the client. Let's grow the right way, and let's bring on the people you want to surround yourself with to make those goals happen.
You partner with everybody.
Absolutely. You partner with everybody, because at the end of the day, you talk about this all the time, Rob. We are in a market of co-opetition, and I thoroughly believe that, and when you surround yourselves, even within your same industry, with individuals who are like-minded, you're always going to have that co-opetition, but there's plenty of business to go around to do the right thing for everybody.
Yeah, well, that's kind of a kumbaya time here that we're talking about, but I quite admire the way I watch Chris partner with people and he's become like the go-to person. Mary Watts is a prime example.
Yes.
Mary,
and
partnered
big
with her,
shout out to Mary, by the way.
We're helping Mary, and she's out on her own now.
That is correct.
And first thing she gives you 2 deals is
right
off
of that.
With her.
Well, and I think people relate to the aspect of, we talked with Bill about this. Bill started off as a one-man shop. He started off as an independent.
That's incredible.
And has maintained his independence during this time as large as he has gotten. So one of the things that we always have done is, we support the big boys, but we also support the independents. Because guess what? They're going to be the potential next, Shaddock Companies out there. So it can be really good. Keep going.
I believe the independent platform is the best method by which to deliver the values and ideals that we have in a company. I like to say our company, our competitors, our global competitors, which comprise 80% of this market, they're proud of their profits. If you read stories, they're proud of our profits. Here at Capital Title, we're proud of our people.
Yep.
Big difference.
It's always one of those things. If you go out and get people what they want, you get what you want. Type of thing.
Well, that's a Zig Ziglar quote. Yep. One thing is that I also like to say is that they're Wall Street. We're Main Street, Texas. If you don't know who we are, we're Main Street, Texas. We're Georgetown, Texas. We're Wallaceville, Texas. We're Cleburne, Texas. We're Rockwall, Texas. We are Burleson, Texas. We're in all of those towns. We're in McAllen, Texas. We are where the people of the state of this Texas are, and we're doing our best to serve them and one another every day.
I like that. As you mentioned right there, Texas proud, nation on of itself.
That's right. There's Texas, and all the other states are not Texas, right?
That is correct.
We only call ourselves the states so the other states don't feel so bad.
That is correct. I would absolutely agree with you right there. Time flies when you're having fun or when you're having great conversation, but we have to pay for this show somehow. So we're going to go on a break right now, but stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Have you been in credit prison so long that you forgot what freedom feels like? Break free with Improve My Credit USA. No longer do you need to feel embarrassed, trapped, and like you have no options. Improve My Credit USA, the consumer-voted #1 company in America, can help you navigate the challenging path to credit freedom, lower your interest rates, or finally qualify for that new home. Break free today and call Improve My Credit USA, 281-914-4116.
Does it matter who does your real estate inspections? You bet it does. You want someone knowledgeable and experienced, someone you can rely on and trust. You want A.B. Bowles Home Inspections. Owned by Ashley Bowles, A.B. Bowles Home Inspections makes client satisfaction a priority. You'll get detailed, easy-to-read reports. Plus, they'll take the time to explain the report to you before and after the inspection. If you're investing in real estate for your family or as a business, call A.B. Bowles Home Inspections at 832-306-3723. That's 832-306-3723.
Protect your #1 valued asset, your home. Want to know who home builders, commercial property, and real estate professionals call when they have a foundation issue? PermaPeer Foundation Repair of Texas. You can access the same professional-grade services the pros choose, all backed by a lifetime transferable warranty and over 15,000 successfully completed projects. Visit PermaPeer.com. That's PermaPeer.com to schedule your free evaluation today.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Rat Pack Radio Show with Chris, Joe, and Rob. The crew is taking your calls, so dial in at 1-800-808-5548.
And we're back.
Yes, we are.
Time flies and having fun, and commercials go by pretty fast nowadays also. You know, we have a caller calling in right now. It's our Lauren Bacall.
She's like our 4 or 5 timer. I don't even know what we call her anymore.
She's probably a 6 or 7 timer now. She's a multi-timer.
A multi-timer. I like that. We'll go with that.
Teresa, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I can.
Good morning,
Hey,
Teresa.
I'm doing good. How are you boys doing?
Teresa.
We're doing great,
girl. How are you?
I'm good. I hear that you guys have like a special guest today. One of my other favorite guys.
We have 3
Bill
special
Shaddock.
guests today. We don't show favoritism here, but yeah, we have Kevin Clark here.
Absolutely not. You guys are all in the same category.
Absolutely. So
what? So how is everybody?
We're outstanding.
We're doing great today. We're excited to be here in the great city of Houston, Texas, and a part of where you do so well. What a great operation you have there and your team.
How's the Woodlands treating you?
The Woodland is treating me really well, actually. It's a beautiful, glorious morning, and I am having a cup of coffee, and I'm walking outside, sitting on a lounge chair beside my pool. And I've got an open house today in Lansdowne. If anybody is in the area and they want to come by and see me in the Woodlands, the neighborhood of Lansdowne.
what's the address?
And 115 Lansdowne, 77382.
And are you serving any
It's
food?
beautiful.
We might show up.
Yeah, food
Yeah,
always
it's
brings us
from
out.
12 to 2. So
Teresa,
you guys,
I
I'll
would
be
like to
there.
say thank you. This is Kevin. I'd like to say thank you so much for your business and your support.
You're welcome, Kevin.
We strive very hard in the title industry. As everyone knows, it's a very competitive business, but we strive for advocacy. We love advocates, people that will negotiate and try to, put capital title on a contract. And you have been dynamite about that. So thank you so much for your business and support. You've done an amazing job out in the Woodlands.
Well, here's the whole thing. I mean, when it comes to, especially once you get your listings into contract, I am an advocate for capital title because I love Linda Rockwood. She's my gal that closes me, and I've never had a problem. I'm always kept up to date as to what's going on. It's got to be a team effort. It's not just my team, the Kennedy team, but once we get into contract, you've got the title company, and they're always in touch with the lender and the buyer's agent. And so it seems like any time I've ever gone to any other title company, I'm not kept up to date, which is really frustrating because there's so many stages in a closing, as Rob can tell you, and Chris.
Right.
And Joe, that if you're not kept up to date, you kind of like, oh, where are we now? What's going on now? And it should never be like that.
Right.
And I've never had that experience with Linda Rockwood.
Awesome.
Well, we're going to come.
Team at the Woodlands office.
We're going to come invade the Woodlands on the 17th of February. We're going to come up there and do a Mardi Gras in that Capitol title
That
right
Tuesday.
there. So we expect you to be there.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
There's going to be some more of that gumbo, right?
Oh, well, yes. Can he make? He should start making some right now because we'll need several vats of that gumbo.
Oh, we'll need a lot of that.
Yeah, I think that
I'll put in one order of a vat for Joe.
Yeah, that was the Feast and Flame, right?
Feast and Flame. That is correct. One of the best catering. That is incredible food. And you can go out to our website, by the way, and get information on Feast and Flame.
Well, tell him to
Feast
start now.
And Flame and I will make sure that Daniel gets in touch with you guys and make Joe his own special vat of the gumbo. So
that will
yes,
work.
vat to go.
And if he can make king cakes, and he's in.
It'll be like one of those scenes from the vampire movie or whatever, where they come out of a pool of whatever. It'll be Joe coming out of a pool of gumbo. Oh my gosh, that would be funny. I know, we can do a fundraiser, and instead of having it as water, we can have a big thing of gumbo and throw the ball. And
we can certainly do that. We've got some great charities out there we'd love to support.
Absolutely.
So we'll make it work. So, well, we're ready to have you back on the air sometime soon.
Okay, guys.
Great talking to you, Teresa. Thanks again so much for your business.
I love you guys.
We love you,
Teresa.
Teresa.
Girl.
We
love you, girl. You take it easy, Teresa.
Okay, guys. God bless.
Thanks for calling.
And you as well.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
She is always a sweetheart. And that's a great testament right there. That's a great individual who not only supports, obviously, the Real Estate Rat Pack, like a lot of our great partners do, but also, has great testament to what Capital Title has done for her and for her business and her growth out there. So, just a great individual. And we'll have a quote from Teresa at the end of the show today, like we always do. So, good inspirational quotes. But, getting back to something, Bill, as if you didn't have enough things to worry about or enough businesses, you actually have a man sitting right next to you right here that you brought on board to start an underwriting company within the title business.
Yes, Chris Phillips has been a long-time industry leader. Chris Phillips, who Chris is about to introduce, was formerly president of the fifth largest underwriter in the United States. Actually, the underwriter was originally based in Dallas and Houston and got sold out to one of our global competitors who purchased the company. At that time, Chris and I knew Chris and I respected Chris in his tenure, and I started thinking, maybe Chris, we need to have a Texas-based national underwriter. So we basically, I was blessed. We basically were able to hire the entire executive team of the fifth largest underwriter and bring our headquarters back to Texas, where we now compete as First National Title Insurance Company.
Well, Chris, go ahead and introduce yourself, by the way, with First National Title Insurance Company.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Chris. Pleasure being here on the radio today. And I'll tell you a little bit about First National Title. It started in 2012, and we got our license in March of 2013. We are now the 14th largest underwriter in the country and based primarily in Texas with operations in Arizona and New Mexico. So we went the same route. We have seen the globalization and the consolidation in the underwriting industry. And for those of you that don't know what a title insurance underwriter actually does, we are the policies that stand behind the work of the Capital Title and our independent agents. So when you close a transaction, at the end of the day, you receive a title insurance policy, and that's from First National Title Insurance Company or one of the other underwriters in the state.
And exactly what are you insuring for those really real estate literate people?
For that, basically you're ensuring the validity of their ownership, that they have coverage, that they're protected for any claims and issues filed against their properties. And it's the property's a one-time closing. At the time of the closing, it's a one-time premium, and then there's no not an additional. It's not like homeowners insurance.
Talk about what might be a typical claim when you've got insurance and you underwrote it. What are the typical type of claims that you see?
We see a lot of things sometimes with heirs or when you have properties that there are multiple family members, someone dies in the chain of title, someone has passed away, the family members are entitled to their portion of the property, and oftentimes there are people that are forgotten in that chain of title. So we protect against that coming back should there be an heir forgotten.
And I noticed on our new contract that started was required as of June 1 that we actually are putting in things about deletion coverage and things like that. Talk a little bit about that, because I had a lot of people get that deer in the headlight look when I start telling them that you all will come defend the boundaries and things like that if you purchase this, and it's very cheap.
Correct. It's part of the coverage. If you're at a closing and you ask for survey coverage, part of that is that there's a review done of the survey of your property, and the boundary area is examined, and if there are any encroachments of a neighbor's shed or any fences that go on your property, you are covered by that particular deletion in the survey coverage.
So it's 5% of the total policy amount, and I'm telling everybody, get it.
Correct.
It is absolutely worth it. Otherwise, they'll go, oh well, sorry.
Correct.
Because they won't defend the boundaries otherwise. And so I think a lot of people, I'm glad they put it in the contracts now.
Yes.
Because it used to be you have to add it to special provisions and things like that. So.
And where's your vision for growth in the future? How do you see that coming about?
We have the same opportunities that the other companies that associated with Shaddock Companies, that we see an opportunity to grow the independent underwriter, in the sense that every independent agent that represents underwriters has an opportunity to select who they can have that policy issued by. We have the same attitudes, the same servanthood management style and leadership that we want for the independent agents, so that they have an option. So there's the large global entities that they have, and then there's an opportunity to support the independent underwriter, which we are positioned to help them with. So that's our goal, is to grow our base of independent agents and to support Capital Title as they continue to grow.
And that's a great thing right there. I mean, we were talking about that because, everyone always talks, and I like from your questions, everyone talks about what is an owner's title policy. Yeah. When you close and you get this owner's title policy, what is it? Because everyone's always confused about it.
Yeah, they stick it in their file and forget about it.
Right. And then, the other things people don't realize is you have different underwriters, right? So you can underwrite it, because sometimes there are underwriters that's willing to take a risk on a policy, whereas others won't. How does that sort of work, I guess? Because people do have questions about that.
Sure. It depends on the nature of the transaction, but the underwriters all have opinions on making a business decision versus a risk decision. So a lot of the big underwriters have to make decisions on based on their shareholders or whatever they have to report to, so they're not going to allow you to take a business decision approach. The independent underwriters have an opportunity to make themselves special by saying, we see that that's a challenge, but we also see that we can insure around that, or we can insure over that we think that's not going to be a problem down the road. So we think it's a business decision, and we'll take that opportunity to insure it. So it's a way we separate ourselves out from some of the other companies.
Well, that makes a lot of sense, because I know the big Fortune 500 companies they're very conservative, and sometimes they are not the ones to get your file closed, and sometimes it's a little bit of risk on your part. But, as long as the consumer purchases one, they're going to be protected.
Agreed.
Well, the fact to be able, as you mentioned, to make it on a business decision basis, I've seen things that say, in which we get title back, and, it should be a pretty simple insure round, and they don't want to do it. But the title, the survey has showed it's been that way for 30 years, So it's from a common business practice, sit there and go, it's not something that just happened yesterday and we have to worry about it. It's something that's been around for 30 years and we don't have to worry about it.
With setback errors and things like that, where the builder built 5 foot in the wrong direction and it's been that way for 30 years, and all of a sudden the title company, I'm sorry, it's outside the building envelope. We can't do that.
It's a perfect example of where we would say that doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense at all, because they're not moving that house, by the way.
No, I would absolutely agree right there. Well, we have a great brain trust here. If you want to call us, you can always reach us at 800-808-5548. We have Bill Shaddock. We have Chris Phillips. We have Kevin Clark from Capital Title. Great show so far. Last segment coming up. Open mic for everybody, by the way, so we have plenty more to talk about in the next 15 minutes. But stay tuned. We're going to break. We will be right back.
But never makes him wait. The girl in the world is smiling, 'cause she's in love. The girl in the world is smiling, 'cause she's in love with the man in the moon.
Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Anderson Properties, the fastest growing real estate company in Houston. Over 400 trained professional realtors here to serve your needs in 21 locations in Houston and across the state. Whether you're buying, selling, or leasing, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Anderson Properties is the smart choice. Check us out at andersonprops.com today. Find out why so many choose Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Anderson Properties for all of their real estate needs. You know us, we know real estate.
I am Chris Kelso, the maestro of mortgage.
And I am Rob Cook, the godfather of real estate.
And I'm Joe Orsack, the king of credit swing. And together, we're the Real Estate Rat Pack. You know, when the jet is landing and we're coming home from a long trip to Vegas, the only car the Rat Pack wants to see on the tarmac is a beautiful stretch limo from Dimensions by Dan. Their cars are really gorgeous, but it's the over-the-top customer service that the Rat Pack really loves. So no matter what your occasion, give them a call at 281-590-1101. Ask them about the Rat Pack special, and Dan's really going to take good care of you. That's 281-590-1101, Dimensions by Dan.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Rat Pack Radio Show with Chris, Joe, and Rob. The crew is taking your calls, so dial in at 1-800-808-5548.
And we're back. Having a good time as usual. Last 15 minutes to go. As usual, we have a caller calling in right now. This is probably one of my favorite individuals. An individual who's over at my office, it seems like, all the time. Marcy, how you doing?
I am fabulous. How are you guys
doing?
Is
this Marcy Abs?
Marcy!
We love you, Marcy.
Oh, I love you guys, too. You guys are an amazing, amazing company to work for, and I am so just honored and blessed and privileged to get up every morning and throw that name tag on and wear it with pride. So thank you. And thank you, Kevin, for being an amazing team partner in this crazy industry.
Well, Kevin actually just walked back in the door here. He's kind of
Hello, Marcy. How are you?
He's busted.
I'm sitting there trying to give you kudos, and you're not even in the room.
I'm sorry. I'm here now.
She was just raving about how great you were.
Oh, thank you, Marcy. I feel blessed to have you on my team, girl.
Thank you,
You do an amazing job for us.
Well, I appreciate it. You make my life a lot easier just to get up and get going every morning. So.
Well, thank you. When we had our Christmas party up in Dallas, probably one of the biggest compliments I got was from your husband. He walked up to me and grabbed my hand, and if anybody knows Marcy's husband, he's a big boy. And
yeah, he is.
He put his hand on my shoulder, and he looked at me dead in the eye, and he said, "Kevin, thank you." And I said, "For what?" And he said, "She comes home every day smiling, and she's happy." And that means a lot. You know, I can't speak for past employers, but obviously you didn't have that type of work environment before, and you do now. So feel blessed to have you on my team.
Absolutely. And in this industry, it does get very stressful because you want to please everybody. And if anybody knows me, I am definitely a yes person. I don't think that the word no is in my vocabulary. So when I'm given the tools and the resources that I'm given a capital title like no other, it makes my job so much easier to be able to tell my realtors, tell my lenders, tell everybody, yes, I can take care of that. You know, the fact that we have access to the underwriters that we have access to, I can call them up by their first name. I can say, "This is Marcy," and they know who I am.
Right.
Which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but no.
No, that's a good thing.
But it's an amazing family, and if anything else, I can just pinpoint it for that we are a family. You know, Bill Shaddock, I met him at the Christmas party last year, and I started in September of 2013 and went to the Christmas party with my husband this past December, and he knew exactly who I was, what branch I worked out in Houston. He knew that my husband was my husband, and you don't get that other places. You don't get that family feel and that love that you're surrounded with outside of Capital Title and the surrounding families. And Chris Kelso, man, I got a key to the man's office. Anytime I need to do a mobile closing, he's like, don't even email me. He's like, just be there. Do what you need to do. And that speaks volumes. You know, after 17, 18 years in this industry, I am so glad to be able to say, this is home. This is where I'm going to hang my hat for the rest of my life until I decide that I want to retire. And that speaks volumes for me and my clients, and they know it. They feel it as well. So thank you guys again.
Well, great job, Marcy. Thank you so much for calling in. And again, you know, playing back to, you know, one of the realtors, Teresa Kennedy, that called in earlier, that in the title industry, we are a direct reflection of our agents. And so, the better job that we do at the closing table, we're a reflection of them. You know, they chose to come and close with us. And so, you know, if we knock it out of the park at the closing table, that's a direct reflection of them, and you get that reciprocated business back. So we never want to lose perspective of that. And a play off of what, you know, Chris Phillips, our underwriter, said a while ago, a lot of agents listen to this show. So if you've ever had a deal, you know, at a competitor's where they had to bundle it up, you know, a few weeks before closing to say, I'm sorry, underwriters won't touch this deal, you got to take it somewhere else, and that just throws a big kink in your closing, then we don't have to deal with those issues with having our own underwriter. So it's great. It's a great experience. So thanks again. I feel blessed to be here.
And Marcy, we have to apologize. Kevin was out of the room. Apparently, Will Smith had gotten a little upset about getting bumped from the show, and Kevin's the biggest guy in the room, so we had to go send him in there to straighten him out. So.
Right? That's Kevin for you, always taking care of the team. Well, you guys have a great day, and hey, you know what? The sun is shining, so please enjoy it.
We agree with you, Marcy. Thank you for calling in.
All right. Thanks again, Bill.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Thanks a lot, Marcy. We appreciate it. And we're going to go right into another phone call. We have another phone call is waiting right now. We have Christy. Christy, how you doing?
Hey, guys. I'm good. How are you?
Hey, Christy.
Very well. Thank you.
Good. Hey, I just listened to what Marcy said, and she is just right on. This is Christy Heron from the Lake Conroe office, and Kevin knows my story, my history, my background, because we came from the same competitor. And I'm just telling you now, this company is amazing, and it has just, you know, blessed me in so many ways.
Well, thank you, Christy. You definitely contribute a large portion to our success in the Conroe market and at the Lake Conroe office. You've been a great leader, a great branch manager. So, again, we feel very blessed to have you on our team, and you keep the morale high. I always enjoy coming to your office because you can feel the excitement when I come out there. So, great
right,
job.
yeah, we try to keep it that way in our office. We have an amazing crew. I mean, between the downtown Conroe office and the Lake Conroe office, I mean, we can bounce ideas off of each other. I mean, we're going to kill it in 2015. It's just going to be amazing.
I totally agree. And you know, like I said earlier, there's a lot of real estate agents that listen to this show, and I'd like to throw out there a little call to action. Some of the best recruiting I've had has been from realtors. Realtors, you have, you know, your preferred, you know, closers and relationships that you close with in the market. And if you happen to know that those people aren't being patted on the back and they may not be happy where they're at, then, you know, send them my name and number. I would love to sit across the table from them and tell them my story and tell them about Capital Title and see if there's an opportunity there. If not, I'll hug their neck and I'll have another friend in the industry. But if you know of somebody that's not happy where they're at, you know, we would love to have them join our team. I'm hiring in every one of our offices all around Houston.
Right.
So thank you again for calling in,
I can
Christy.
tell you this. When I first walked into your office, Christy, I remember I was out there. This is Bill at Lake Conroe. I remember walking in there, and it was full of really talented individuals. And I remember you made an impression, and your team and the team that you put together, every office was full. People were busy. They were professional. And when I went, I remember telling people, I said, it's amazing. It's almost like your office under your leadership has been there 25 years. Mm-hmm. And I had a really good feeling about that office. And I said, that group is good to go. That's what in the old East Texas way you say, that dog will hunt. Right. I guarantee you. that dog will hunt, and you will be blessed many times over as a result of the team that you've put there for the benefit of our realtor partners.
Right. And it's, you know, Kevin knows my background and my history and where I came from, and I just feel really blessed. It's been an amazing experience.
Well,
it's a roller coaster ride that I wouldn't want to
get
off
and when you asked me about Ryan yesterday, he said, no referral necessary. He knows you very well. Thanks very highly of you.
Good. I love him. He's awesome. Well, you guys, I'm going to let you go. Y'all have a great day.
You as well.
Kevin and Bill, thank you guys so much for all that you do.
We love you, Christy. Take care.
Yes, love you guys very much. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks for calling.
Well, that's a testimony right there to the company, man. When you have that level of employee excitement, where they want to call them the show just to give kudos and props to the management and owners. That's definitely a testimony to the company. I posted stuff, and when Kevin was talking, I posted on Facebook. I'm over here trying to mess him up. I'm taking photos and stuff. You can tell he's a leader because he's not used to he's not rattled by the the side show, But I was posting on Facebook.
But he did take Will
comments
out a while ago. He put Will in his place.
Yeah. Well, Will's a big fella.
Yeah,
so,
he's a big fella. Yeah. Came on, he said, "Listen, man," he said, "I'm a good old boy. You don't want to get in with me.
That's right.
Just step out for a little bit."
But I had posted a picture on Facebook, and we had the posts coming. Oh my gosh, I wish I'd heard you and whatever. And now they're starting. Now they're calling in. So you can tell it's a great company and a great environment when the employees are fans and want to express the excitement of being involved in the company.
Absolutely, yes. We have time for one more phone call. Michael,
Sir.
Board with Capital Title, most likely. Michael, how you doing?
Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing?
Good morning, Michael. How are you?
Doing great. Another great show. I just thought I'd get in line with all the rest of the Capital Title people.
Yeah, welcome to the Bill Shaddock fan club.
That's right.
I'm in your fan club, actually, Michael.
Real quickly, say thanks to Kevin and Bill and Chris for putting on a great event last night. That was awesome, and
thank you.
I think it speaks volumes for the company and the leadership and the camaraderie that was all got. It was a really cool event. Thank you, guys.
Well, thank you for your leadership, Michael. I know that you've done an excellent job out north in the Woodlands champions area. You've been able to put together an amazing team, an amazing group of our client partners and realtors. Everyone counts on you and knows that they have a true professional and a great friend when they work with you.
I appreciate that. It's when you're surrounded with the kind of people that I am in Champions in spring, and they make me look real good every day. So it's not that hard, but I appreciate that. I love that. Both of my groups are awesome ladies. Awesome.
Great job.
Yeah, and we're going to come up and invade you on February the 17th, so I hope you're ready.
Bring it on, brother.
And Teresa says she's going to get some of that gumbo from the Feast and Flame. So.
Absolutely. And Michael, we are coming up against the end of the show, man, but we appreciate you calling in, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you, Michael.
Thanks a lot. And that's always, it's always a great stuff right there. I mean, that's a testament, as you were saying, Joe, to a lot of the individuals who were calling in, who were talking. I mean, it's a true treat to get you on the radio today, Bill, because you're around here a lot, but sometimes it's hard to get you on the weekend. And that's when we're live.
Took us 2 years to get him here.
2 years to get him here.
Hey, I'm from here. I love it here.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. No, we definitely know. We're coming up against almost the end of the show, Bill. If you have to leave an individual in 30 seconds to know, what you would like to leave them with, what would be your saying or your message?
Well, I would say this is at Capital Title and our companies, we are independent business people, probably a whole lot like you. The whole design and focus of our company is to make you, the independent business person, shine. Our company doesn't. Our company only wins when you win. We're here to get the deal done and provide excellence to you in every service that we provide. And we do all of this within the context of a family business and a business family. So we have our own love going around our offices and among our people. I think it shows, and I think it will make our realtor partners proud to associate with us and for the values and ideals that we stand by, which are the foundations of our business.
I would absolutely agree right there. And, one of the things we've got right here, we like to leave a good saying. This is no different. This came in actually from Teresa Kennedy today. The saying actually goes, is a good life is when you assume nothing, do more, smile often, dream big, laugh a lot, and realize how blessed you are for what you have. Great saying for the day.
Great saying.
Till next
Real
week.
Estate Rat Pack, we're out of here. Until next week, have a great weekend.
We love you, Houston.
and you've been listening to the Real Estate Rat Pack. The question is, who's Frank, who's Sammy, who's Dean, and who's the other guy?
Chris is Frank,
I'm
he's
Dean.
Dean, and I'm Sammy.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So tune in to the really big show every Saturday at 9 a.m. right here on 100.7 The Word, KKHT.